Hi, folks, and welcome to their Saturday morning Samoflange. I'm Matt.
I'm Benjamin.
Hey,
and we're reading goodness, and it's delicious.
This is it.
Is it?
This is it.
We're gonna finalize it this time.
Finalize it
because you're jumping back and forth, so it's hard to know when you're almost done. But you've kept a pretty steady record of it.
We've gone all through the past. We've gone all through the future, and now all we have left is never. Right?
Which was our original
one.
Path.
But
I realized, listening back through these again, that we did leave out a couple of choices. Like just a few.
Not in the past or the future.
Well, in the present, I thought. Or what did we say?
Present
I remembered we brought the Griffin home, and then we were getting lost.
We did a second one with Never, but I've got that too.
And we were getting lost, and then we landed, and we said, read by the lamplight or whatever to read the map, and then we ended up dying or something, or got lost or whatever. And did we do everything?
No, we haven't done anything in Never. That's what we're doing
now.
Oh,
okay.
We're finishing Never.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, we're finishing Never.
Maybe there was something in future that I feel like that we left out with the girl with the crazy hair.
No, we went through everything in the future.
Okay.
We went through all the fixings of the future and past, every choice we had.
Because I'm flipping through at the moment, and I just saw an illustration that I haven't seen yet, and I'm really excited because I've had so much fun reading this.
Page 6
is where we are.
What is the decision there?
On page 6, if you take the Griffin home with you, turn to page 100. If you leave the Griffin in Aunt Celia's house, turn to page 13.
Never mind. Okay, so we've done both.
I think
Let's go to 81.
All right.
Because this is when we kept him there. We didn't take him home.
If you buy the hamburger, turn to page 36.
That's it. Dog food.
If you buy the dog food. We never bought the dog food?
We never bought dog food.
All right.
Let's buy him dog food because we're cheap.
Because we were holding on to that $10.
We're cheap.
And then we ended up with 10,000 at one point.
That's a pack of bubble gum and a jar of Muscle Men.
All right, so we have an illustration of a very angry Griffin here. This is
awesome.
He's not happy with us. It really looks like we're about to be torn to shreds.
All right, let's do it.
And there's a picture of Stonehenge in the background, which is really interesting.
All right, let's do it. I'm intrigued.
You buy a can of dog food, feeling proud of yourself for having found such a good way to save money.
Yes.
On the TV commercials, it always looks even better than the hamburger. You hope the Griffin agrees.
Yes.
What kind of TV commercials?
What kind of kid thinks dog food looks better than hamburger? That's what I want to know.
Elpo or whatever. The Griffin looks suspiciously at the can. That's an odd kind of skin for an animal to have. When you open it, the Griffin shakes its head and rears back its haunches. Fuck! It cries. Nah, fuck. Fuck. F-A-U-G-H. Straight up. Okay.
Which in Griffin is...
but I didn't say fudge.
But he didn't say fudge.
This meat is already dead. It's old and mixed with blood and grain and bone and weird chemicals. How dare you try to poison me with this? As you try to explain, but it's too late. With a swipe of its paw, the Griffin knocks you down and sinks its curved beak into your tender flesh.
Oh my gosh.
The end.
That's
the most gruesome ending we have discovered yet. We literally got eaten.
Page 58. I need to get this image out of my head. He just ate us. And
it's like
watching into our innards.
It's like watching a scary movie late at night and you quickly turn on Hook with Robin Williams or something so you can get the image out of your head.
All right. 50. Did I say which one did I say?
58.
81. No, 58. 58. You're right.
If you want to know more about the power of the house, turn to page 8. If you want to ask the parrot head, which was the umbrella, where Aunt Celia is, turn to page 104. This one was one of our first ones because...
We went with the first one because we tried to go with Aunt Celia,
because the parrot said, don't look so downcast. I am an oracle, and I can answer any question you put to me.
So we're not asking about Aunt Celia. We're going to look at the power of the house now.
Power of the house.
Power of the house.
Page 8.
This is great. Wait, are my innards inside me?
For the moment.
Okay, go.
Does your power come from this house? You ask. Not even. You ask. Not even feeling silly to be talking to an umbrella handle anymore. You never said anything before. My magic runs deep. The parrot head answers. Before I was an umbrella handle, I was something quite different. Now I am bound to the owners of this house. As long as they walk on the earth, I will not speak to any others. If I can speak to you, you must be the rightful house's owner. The house's rightful owner. Your Aunt Celia is gone. When the lawyers read Great Aunt Celia's will, it turns out you really do own the house. Your parents want to sell it and use it for the money for your college education, but there's no way you're going to do that. Instead, you spend most of your free time at Aunt Celia's. The parrot head umbrella turns out to know a lot of things. In fact, it really can answer any question, from who's going to win the World Series to how to use the magic plants in the garden.
This is awesome.
With its help, you begin learning magic. One day, man, that's just dropped in there casually. With its help, you begin learning magic.
Too.
Oh, okay, and that's
Thank
done.
you.
One day, you hope to become as great a magician as your great aunt. Years later, when you grow up, you move into the house. You have a wonderful time living with the cat, the mice, the fish, the snake, the toucan, and the griffin. Of course, some of your relatives think you're pretty weird, but you don't let that bother you. The end.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
That is a weird the end.
That is a weird the
I
end.
mean, it's kind of a happy the end, but
yeah. I mean, you grow up in a magical house with
You
a bunch
learn
of
magic.
fish, and you get to
your Dr. Doolittle up in there.
you get to know. Well, I mean, you get to know who wins the World Series, and so you can be like Back to the Future 2 and betting on every sport event.
Oh,
and
yeah.
making all the money you want.
Oh shoot, yeah.
So
I would, make your own empire. He's super rich.
and then
Actually, oddly enough, this is a good hinting
it is. It's just
for
very,
something that just ends ironically. So here's the thing: we asked where Aunt Celia was, and we went on this big long quest. If we just leave her alone, we live happily ever after.
Then we have the house, and we do what we want, and you get everything you want. You just never leave town, and it sounds like you never bathe again.
That's weird.
It's
I'm
just
sure
it's very abrupt. I don't know.
105. This is crazy.
We're hitting endings like constantly, so we did.
So we made the right
I
choices
was
each
gonna say,
time.
we did
Maybe.
better than we thought, perhaps.
Maybe.
Ah, yes, says the parrot head. The boxes. They are gateways designed by my late mistress. We were going to make decisions here. So, if you decide to use the box to get to Never, turn to page 3. If you want to learn how to travel by yourself, turn to page 74.
F.
I feel like
the later one is the one we need to do, right?
Oh.
We try to do it ourselves instead of try to use the
I
boxes.
thought we did because we said...
we tried to do it No. We tried to use the boxes and we got lost.
He says, but the boxes can only be used by you once each way. Getting back here will be hard. You need my late mistress's help if you can find her.
So you think we did the boxes like... Hey, no, wait. What page did we turn to?
This is on page 105, and we can do to page 3 or 74.
Dang it.
Do we have
I
a
don't
3
know.
or 74 on there?
Which one did we do? No.
If
I
we
don't have
decide to
this
use the
decision.
boxes to try to get to Never, which is what we will do, we will turn to page 3. And then you think you will have a better chance of finding Aunt Celia in the lands of Never if you go by way of the magic box she set up herself. You take the parrot head umbrella and the griffin with you in the secret room under the stairs. Here goes, you say, and step into the box labeled Never. Nothing happens. The parrot head clears its throat. It says, I forgot to mention something. The gate will open again only for the one who came through it originally. You have to take the griffin. Hold on tight. Does this mean I get to go home? The griffin asks. I sure hope so, you say, stepping out of the box. The griffin fluffs its fur, ruffles its feathers, and puts one forepaw gingerly into the box. You take a firm grip on its shoulder and follow. We did not do this.
Okay. Yeah. We
Page
did this.
28.
Page 28. All right, let's do it.
Holding on to the griffin, you feel yourself falling through the air at a fantastic rate. Right below is a river, and next to the river is a crocodile. The griffin is diving straight for it. You grab it around the neck and hold on for dear life. Stop! You shriek at the top of your lungs. The griffin swerves to one side and lands bumpily on some rocks. On the other side of the river, the crocodile slithers into the water and disappears. What did you have to yell for? The griffin asks crossly. I was just about to get that croc. Not with me on your back, you weren't, you reply. You and the griffin sit and glare at one another.
Better than him eating me.
I'm hungry, the griffin says. I
Oh,
want
yeah.
my lunch, and are you sure you aren't good to eat?
Oh, faw.
Turn to page 34.
Oh, faw.
Right.
Here we go.
It's still going!
Okay.
Okay, we have a new illustration.
Oh, boy.
Angry, disgruntled griffin in a jungle somewhere, and there's a new character that appears.
What? All right, let's
Or is
go.
that Aunt Celia? It's new. I think this is Aunt Celia. We may have found her again.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so it's us with Aunt Celia, and we're standing next to the river.
Let's do it.
You're busy trying to convince the griffin you taste really awful when there's a sudden pop of air right next to you. Great Aunt Celia is standing there, holding her green parrot head umbrella. "Hello," she says. "I thought I felt something going on here. Did you enjoy your little trip?" she asks the griffin. "Hardly," it answers. "One minute I was about to swoop down on this crocodile, and the next you would have been dead," Aunt Celia says firmly. "That crocodile was going to kill you." "How do you know?" "It's my job to know these things. It comes from being able to travel in and out of time, a trick I recently mastered. I must say I'm enjoying it. I don't see why you shouldn't." "Does that mean that you weren't coming home?" you ask her. "Not for a long time," she tells you. "Maybe I'll come when you're all grown up and see how you're doing in my house." Well, we just found out she doesn't, because we live in the house to a ripe old age and another ending. She never came back to visit.
She never gets back.
Not once. She must
That's because we didn't ask about her?
I guess not.
I guess.
She's like, well, harumph. I'm not going back to see him.
It's weird.
She was spending all her time as an old woman in the past.
Wait, she had the parrot umbrella, though, and that one.
Oh,
well,
maybe
we never brought her back the parrot umbrella.
I think you are.
We went back to never, and she has the parrot umbrella, which is her power.
And you're right. And in the illustration, she's wearing sandals and socks, which is the first faux pas, and then there's the parrot head umbrella is in her hand. So maybe you're right.
We gave her the power. Go ahead.
I think you are right. Meanwhile, I left you those 3 boxes to open because I thought it would be educational and fun too, of course. Now we see the purpose of this book.
I hate that lady.
Right. "You were showing off," the parrot head handle on her umbrella speaks up suddenly. "Oh," says the griffin, "you're the one who hit me." Well, be quiet," shouts Aunt Celia, "and I'll explain." Turn to page 98.
Holy crap, this is going.
It's a big...
We haven't made any decisions yet.
It's still going. Okay, we do have a decision coming right up.
Let's go.
"I picked out 3 creatures marked for death." Ooh, we're getting a lot of good backstory here.
Okay.
Because we've figured out most of this by trial and error.
Okay.
Aunt Celia explains, and we made it possible for them to be brought to our place and time by way of the boxes in the instant before their deaths would naturally have occurred. I thought that was much nicer and tidier than snatching a creature from the middle of its life. For one thing, people would notice it is missing. So the ones who would have come through the boxes I didn't open are dead now, you ask. She smiles. I didn't say that. Time is an odd thing. The boxes catch creatures at the moment of their death and always will. I didn't want you to have to deal with more than one strange visitor at a time. Because we had that happen too, and they tore each other to pieces. The griffin and the kid.
The kid with the sword, the past kid.
But now you've returned the griffin here. I suppose you should go back and open another box. Just one, mind you. : You don't want to have to explain our world to someone from the past and someone from the future at the same time. It would drive anyone crazy. Well...
Wait, is this a redo?
I know. This is almost like a tutorial mission that we skipped.
Okay, yeah.
All right, you say. Now how do I get home? I can send you back easily enough, she tells you, but the griffin can't make the crossing again. I wouldn't want to, says the griffin. Oh, be quiet, says Aunt Celia. Your whole world's been changed because you came back and didn't get killed. Of course, it's not a real world, but all the same, this should be interesting. I'm going to stick around and see what happens. How about you, she asks you. You don't have to go back if you don't really want to. You can stay and travel with me now that you know about the magic. I'll write a nice letter to your parents so that they don't worry. If you want to go back to the house and open one of the other 2 boxes, turn to page 16. This is page 99.
Page 99 now? Okay.
If you want to stay with Great Aunt Celia, turn to page 56. So now we have 2 completely untaken paths.
This is interesting. Let's stay with Aunt Celia, because I feel like if we go back, we're going to get another choice to open the 2 boxes and go back to the past or the future. What do you think? Well, no. Let's go back and see. Let's go back and see about the 2 boxes.
Okay.
Because if it says go to page what, I have those pages down, so I know we've made that decision.
All right.
So let's go back, and then we can.
Since I already turned to page 56. I'm going to tell you what happens because this is the end moment.
What was that? If we stay?
If we stay with her.
I had a feeling, but go ahead.
Yeah. And that was something else I noticed too, listening back to us go through these decisions the first time. The safer option seems to be the worse version. And then I realized I'm really bad at traveling through these books. But then I realized as well, It's choose your own adventure.
It's choose your own adventure.
And so you have to be adventurous. So I think that's the moral for me as an older man to read these, that I just need to step out there and be more adventurous and see what happens, maybe. If I get eaten by a crocodile, then fine. I'll stay with you, you tell Great Aunt Celia. Fine, she nods. Of course, you won't age while you time travel. Now you tell me. It wouldn't be right, would it? And I won't either. Prudent. Which suits me fine. I'm already too old. You and Celia stay in the Griffin's world long enough to see the Great War between the Griffins and the crocodiles. Capitalized, each one.
I didn't know there was a Great War between
them. Sounds like
a
Bloods and Crips sort of thing she's got set up.
Excellent.
Which is very exciting. Your Griffin emerges as a hero.
I'm very happy.
Then you go to your own past to hear Lincoln read the Gettysburg Address and into the future to check out the first moon colony.
What?
After that, you are planning a little trip to see the Wars of the Roses with a side trip to the French Revolution. Great Aunt Celia thinks travel should be educational. You think she's got the right idea about education. The end.
Okay, let's go back and choose the boxes.
Another interesting, not quite satisfying ending.
It's not. I mean, well, you get to see a lot of things.
It's abrupt.
But you get to see a lot. Well, no, it is abrupt, but you get to see a lot of things.
You get to see everything. Like, you don't age. You get to go to the future, the past. You see whatever. You get to have that moment where Doc Brown is explaining the time machine to Marty, and he's like, "You want to witness the birth of Christ?" And he's like, "Do do 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 beep," and he like
get it.
November 5th, 1955.
You don't need a flux capacitor.
No, they just...
You're just there.
And we remember, this book was written the year after Back to the Future came out. So that's the ending where Doc and Marty just get to do whatever they want and nothing goes wrong.
That's the ending I want.
So that is a pretty...
We're good.
In a way, that's a really good ending, because you have a time travel machine and you live forever, because she says you don't age, and neither do I. So y'all can do that forever. Yeah. How great is that?
That's great. That's a win. Is. All right, so now we're going back to the two boxes, right?
Which was what page?
Well, we go to 99 first.
99. The two boxes were on page 16.
Which one?
16 is where we're going.
Okay, don't see 16 on here, so keep going.
I'd like to try one of the other boxes, you tell Aunt Celia. Now that I understand how everything works, I'll be more careful. Your great aunt smiles mysteriously. Oh, it wouldn't be any fun if you understood how everything works. She and the Griffins start to fade in front of your eyes. Everything is blurry and confused. The next thing you know, you're standing in the secret room under the stairs. All three boxes are on the table, but the never box is open and empty. You have a feeling that you opened it and something came out, but you can't remember what. It must not have been very interesting. You may as well open one of the other two boxes. If you open the other box marked future, turn to page 60. If you open the box marked past, turn to page 91. So here we are.
That was where we start, and it takes you back again.
So with 60 and 91 we have done before.
Yep.
So this is our first causality loop.
So this is kind of wild, because we got to do the Never Adventure, and it let us do a do-over in a way.
Again, you're right, because, 60 and 91, this is the first one we've had that loops us back.
Yeah, loops us back. We haven't had to pick a second box. Interesting. 82. 82.
All right, this is when we're standing in the pentagram-like thing of roses in the middle, and the bird is on the side, and it says, if you try to picture a place that Aunt Celia would like to be, turn to page 93. If you try to picture just Aunt Celia herself, turn to page 4. If you trust beginner's luck, turn to page 108. This is a triple threat.
My gosh, what were those pages again?
93, 4, and 108. This is right after the parrot head told us you are a beginner. You can trust beginner's luck.
We did one of the first two, didn't we?
We traveled, I think. I wanted to do beginner's luck, and you said no.
No.
And then you said,
all right, do beginner's luck.
We did a place that what Aunt Celia would like to be, and we went to like the Himalayas, and then we screwed it up, and then we tried to get back because we got scared. So I want to see what happens if we don't try to get back.
Wait. Okay, so what was the other two choices we didn't do? Beginner's luck in...
Just Aunt Celia herself. It was a place she would like to be, just her, or beginner's luck.
Which one? Which one do you want to do next?
Let's do the first one.
All right, Aunt Celia?
Place she would like to be.
Wait, didn't we already do that one?
I think so, but I want to see what happens if we don't try to go back.
What did we do the first time, though? We
went through that one, yeah.
Well, let's do a different one.
Okay. If you decide to go home and try it.
Let's think of Excelia.
Yeah, here we go. because we got to a house in the mountains. In the Himalayas, and it said...
What page is this?
This is on 93.
Oh, no. Okay, so let's go back to 82.
Okay.
We're doing these choices in order.
All right.
Okay, so let's just think of Aunt Celia.
All right, page 4.
Yeah. We're coming, Aunt Celia. We're coming.
Yeah. Holy smokes, this is one of the best illustrations we've had yet.
Right on.
Aunt Celia is straight up sitting on the throne of Mordor or something, and there are skulls embedded into the seat. She is basically a skeleton from the waist down.
Who?
Some evil hag-looking woman who resembles Aunt Celia or your mom.
Oh my
I can't quite tell.
Okay.
She has a
Yikes.
scepter, and there are like candles, and there's like a full-on skeleton, like a torso above her built into the throne that she's on.
I'm intrigued. Let's go.
This is wild.
Let's go.
You stand in the circle and picture Great Aunt Celia. The way her hair wisps around her face, the way her elbows stick out, even the silver ring she always wears. Everything goes blurry. But when you can see again you see your great aunt sitting on a giant throne decorated with bones and wearing a golden robe.
Oh boy.
Aunt Celia, you exclaim, am I glad to see you? Who is this impertinent brat? She says. I've never seen you before in my life, and I'm not especially glad to see you now. You're my great Aunt Celia, you protest. Anyway, you look just like her. Nonsense! I am Zelda, queen of the gypsy headhunters.
I knew we were going to find her. Go ahead.
Now begone from here before I have you beaten by my giant anteater guards.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Anteater guards.
Wow,
Okay.
that's fantastic.
That's out of left field. Wow.
You're in the lands of never, all right. You've stumbled across great Aunt Celia, who never was, and hopefully never will be. Defeated,
gosh.
you return home to try again. The end.
Wait,
I
I
know.
return home, but
This
I
is-
get to try
right.
again.
You
So
get-
I should. That doesn't feel like it should end. I should just go back to the beginning.
Yeah,
and do
it
something
feels like it
else.
just should loop at the bottom of the page.
That's weird.
Or you should look at this illustration though. Like it's dark.
Yes, she's got skulls.
It seems like this
on the
one should be
chair.
like a "you die." She points and casts
well,
finger of death at you.
There's
and you're
skulls
done.
in the armchairs
Right.
and there's skulls on the backrest. So
Look at her legs. They're skinnier than mine.
yeah, she's all bone. I mean, it's a creepy image.
So where
All
are we going back to?
Back to 82, and then we're going to choose beginner's luck.
Did we do this before?
We haven't done beginner's luck. I don't
Turn to
think.
page 108.
Nope. I don't think we've done beginner's luck.
Since this is your first time working magic and you decide to trust luck, you close your eyes and let your thoughts drift at will. But the dark makes you think of scary things like monsters and horror movies. Before you can stop yourself, you're spinning through the darkness, surrounded by things from your worst nightmares.
Oh, fa.
Sure, they were never real and never will be, but they feel real enough to you. Screaming in terror, you fall helplessly into the nightmare. You can't picture your home, and soon you don't even remember that you have a home. You are trapped in the worst possible world of never. The end.
How is it our fault that this kid has nightmares? We
That
wouldn't have done
is
that.
the worst ending we've encountered by far. I think.
If for never, yeah.
That's you're lost literally
I don't know,
in your
man.
own
The
nightmares.
griffin eating my innards while I'm watching is pretty hideous.
But you're
too.
being tortured by your own
That's true.
brain and the worst terrible things your
wanted to
brain
trust
can imagine.
beginner's luck.
See, look, I did. I don't know what's dang. You're right. I almost did the worst ending in the book. Because the reason Jaws is so scary is because you don't see the shark.
That's true.
It's
That's true.
terrifying.
That's true. You don't see the nightmare. Okay.
Did you know that Spielberg had so many reservations about that shark that he didn't even want to show it at all? He was like, it looks fake. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
thought
I mean,
that
it
was
works
interesting.
because it just wasn't working right. Yeah.
Because Back to the Future Part 2, apparently Spielberg's son, Max, remember when he goes to the future and it was like Jaws 19, this time it's personal?
Yeah.
Apparently it was, it was directed by Max Spielberg, and
Yeah.
whose son, his son had just been born and they'd named him
Yeah.
Max. But Marty's response to it was, after the shark bit him and he got scared, was, shark still looks fake. That's what he said.
That's awesome.
But apparently that was a riff on Spielberg.
Sharknado. All right, so
Where are we going back?
we're going to go back to 93 now. This is where we made our choice about Aunt Celia, where she would be. We're in the mountains.
Yes.
So now we're to 93.
So now we came in front of a house in the mountains.
Yeah, and so what's our
You go to the
choices
house
here?
and look at knock on the door. You look all around, but there doesn't seem to be anyone living in it. If you decide to enter the house, 114. If you decide to go home and try again, which was what we did last time.
We did go home?
We did, because you got scared.
Okay.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, we screwed it up. Let's go back. And
Okay.
then we really screwed it up.
Okay, let's do it then. We're going to knock on the
14.
door. We're knocking on the door.
Whoa, 2-page illustration.
Hey.
So there's a very comfortable abode with a roaring fireplace and a very velvety plush rocking chair with hearts on it. Looks sort of like the
Better than the skull chair.
right? It looks sort of like the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. If she had a rocking chair, it would be like
Okay.
that.
All right. Oh, this is
And-
cozy.
Yeah, it's very cozy. And there's a picture of a mermaid on the wall, which is
That's what I'm talking about.
fun. And you are opening the door, and there is a unicorn coming through it, and Great Aunt Celia appears to be on its back.
When was the part? I missed the part where we took acid before we entered the
That is a
cabin.
very accurate
When was-
sort of description of
When
this.
was that? I must have missed that chapter.
Inside
Okay.
the house, there's a big, comfy rocking chair set next to the fireplace. You
Mm.
light the fire and sit down to watch it. Because you just freaking traveled through time and space, and so you're just like, I'm just going to make a fire.
We're tripping on acid. This
Apparently,
this is-
right?
This
Yeah.
is what's going on.
Who lights a fire when you're 10 years old and you're in the Himalayas in
Well,
a
there's a
strange
unicorn
place? Not yet.
in a comfy chair. Okay, go on.
Soon you hear a knock on the door.
Yes.
You open it. There's Aunt Celia riding on a unicorn.
Why not?
Because, hello, she says to you, not at all surprised to see you.
Probably vomiting
What
rainbows
a
in
nice
my
place
delirium.
you found. It looks so pleasant. I thought I'd come for a visit. I hope you don't mind. Turn to
This
page
is weird.
63. This
Okay.
is straight up an acid trip.
This is.
On page 63. It's all yours, you tell Aunt Celia, trying not to look amazed. Now, isn't that nice of you? I always thought you were the very nicest of my relatives. That's why I left you my house. My is italicized.
Oh.
I suppose it's an even trade. She bustles about the parlor, rearranging things on a shelf that you could have sworn weren't there a minute ago.
Hot diggity.
And I think you've learned to do magic too. My, you are a quick learner.
Well, if you call acid magic, Aunt, then yeah.
I've
I've learned how to do it.
Where's the giant anteaters? I'm just a beginner, you say modestly. Then you may have some trouble getting home. It took me years to learn how to travel this way. Great Aunt Celia gives you some advice on how to concentrate and where you want to go and to get where you want to go. It makes you feel much stronger. One last thing, she adds. The parrot head umbrella is inclined to be sassy. You must speak sharply to it. Well, we know about speaking sharply to almost everything else in this book.
Yeah. Except for the griffin.
Oh, we were
don't mess with
sassy
that
with
guy.
him too, and then he cut us open only the once. You
Yeah.
can't be caned. The dog food is what.
I can still smell the dog food in my innards. Okay, keep going.
Well, goodbye. It's been a pleasure. Do come again. Suddenly sure that you can work the magic you need, you close your eyes and you're home again. You feel changed already, rich with power and wisdom you didn't know you had when you left. Even the griffin and the parrothead treat you with more respect. You know that you will become a great magician. Maybe you will travel the worlds like Great Aunt Celia. Travel the worlds. That's pretty good. Like Great Aunt Celia. Or maybe you will use your power to help make this world better. The end.
Never seems to have the most endings.
It sure does. Because we're hitting them left and right.
We're not done with Never yet. There's still some choices here.
So that's it.
Okay.
We become a Merlin in this world, I guess, or in this strange Never world. We get to have all-consuming infinite power. Phenomenal cosmic powers. And
Okay, so we've
living
taken
space for
all-
this one little strange
Wait,
fireplace.
We've done all the choices of keeping him in the house. Now we're going to take him home.
Okay.
So it's
I know
one. It's 100 now.
100. Okay, I know we took him home before.
Yeah.
Because we have to keep
That
him...
was our second round.
Here it
took
is.
him
We have to
home.
keep him from eating the dog. I remember this.
Yes.
So we did both of these, I think.
going.
We're on page 100, and if we shout for the griffin to stop, we turn to page 110. If we try to pull it out of its dive by the neck, we turn to page 42.
Now we tried that, didn't work. He ate the dog anyway.
Yes,
Right?
and then
we told him
we
no,
shout
and he's
to
like,
stop.
"Why'd you say no? Why are you shouting? What
Yeah,
you shouting?"
it ended up well.
Okay, and that one ended
So
up
that's
well.
110. Yes.
Okay, go to 110. It's going to take us to another one. I think it's going to
Turn
take
to
us
page 75,
68. I think is where we should be.
and on 75 we turn to 68.
All right, 68 is the next decision. Okay, good. We did do both decisions. You're right.
If you say you will deliver the package now, turn to page 23. If you go home first and ask the Griffin if it's willing to work for speedy messenger service. This is when you're a little rascal
We did
in
both
a
of these
trench
too,
coat.
I want to say.
feel like we did, yes. So,
All right. So let's go
we did, I
to...
think, page 23 to
23.
deliver it now.
Yes, let's go to page 23.
Here we go. This is the one I was talking about at the beginning of the episode. If you ask the Griffin to land so that you can read the map by the light of a street lamp, turn to
Right.
page 86, which is what we did, and it did not end well.
Yeah, it ended bad. He got
If you
shot down.
push on to Hooterville by moonlight, then page 117.
Yes.
That's
Hooterville is like Margaritaville, but with Hooters. Okay, go.
Page oh man, I was scared. This page 117, I thought it was missing for a second, but it is the last page of the book.
Oh, cool.
So we found
So it's
and
the end. The true
technically-
end.
This is the real ending.
Finally.
And ironically, it is at the end. So we're done.
Let's do
with
it.
this
Let's
choice.
see.
Here's an even better illustration for you. It's an overhead shot of Hooterville, I'm assuming, and you can see several buildings. One of them is an ice cream parlor, clearly marked, with a giant cow that is larger than the building itself on top of it.
Okay.
And there's Dancing with the Devil by the Pale Moonlight in the background is all I can tell you.
Hot diggity.
All right. You squint at the map in the moonlight. Some of the lines are very faint, but luckily you remember driving to Hooterville with your mom. Oh my. You know that there's a big ice cream stand right outside the town with a 12-foot plastic cow named Moo Moo on the roof. Far off to the right, you see some bright lights. Could that be Hooterville? You wonder. Keep right, you tell the Griffin. Fly as low as you can without being seen. You fly on towards the light. Dinner! The Griffin shouts suddenly. This guy and food, man. The biggest dinner I've ever seen!
Always thinking with your stomach.
It's Moo Moo. Great, Chewie. Great. It's Moo Moo, and she's all lit up. It's a fake, you call. But put there to tempt griffins to their death. Fly on. There's a roof you can land on. Luckily, the Griffin believes you.
Crap.
Wow, you have to be sharp with this Griffin, too. And he lands on the roof you pointed out. In the light of the city, you find the address for the package. You walk a few blocks so that no one sees the Griffin. Okay. You leave the package on the door with the night watchman.
Yes.
Then you fly home, pleased with your night's work. If you and the Griffin can deliver just 2 packages a week, you can keep it well fed and happy. You have enough money left over for some records, too. Get that Guns N' Roses album you were hoping for. Great Aunt Celia seems to have done you a favor after all. The end.
Weird.
So, not as glamorous as some of the endings.
No.
But you get a pet Griffin, and you work for
you get all the albums you want.
You work for FedEx, and you get to have all the records you want.
And you're flying.
But that's about it.
That's not bad.
It's not too bad, but...
That's not bad.
I remember the other ending more vividly where we had the pet Griffin and $10,000. And we had a lot of other stuff. I felt...
But we're making our ends meet. We're getting to fly around. We got a cool job. We got a cool job. Doesn't make money.
We live in the Truman Show, and it's fine. You know? Heidi-ho, neighbors. It's
fine with this.
I'm not. I don't like it.
Page 12.
That's an average ho-hum life that I can't deal with. So
Page 12. We're branching off of the other decision from 68.
How jaded have I become where average ho-hum means you get your own pet Griffin. You get to fly around.
We're almost done with our choices here.
I'm excited.
So 12. What is our choices?
Okay, I think we've done both of these.
This
on
is when
page
we asked
12,
him about
we were in the future, though. This is with the girl when we're trying to stop the assassin on page 12.
Stop, then. That's not it.
Yeah,
why do I
that's
have
not the
never
right one
written down?
That's the future. If you
go
try
to 80 and see, again, if that's the future. If so, we've done them all at this point.
Is that the anticlimactic final we're going to have?
Well, it's on the last page, so it's not that bad. We found the last
We
page.
did find the last page. And page 80 is also the future.
Okay, never mind then. We did those. Okay.
Wow. So have we read this entire book?
Yes, we have. That's really cool.
I'm going to flip through really quickly just because I saw an illustration that I want to make sure that we did see all of the
We got to see a lot of new illustrations, too.
We did. Oh, man, the good stuff.
And we ended on the last page.
Really? We actually did.
That's not bad. Not bad.
What are the odds of that even possibly happening?
Okay, so folks, obviously there are 17 hours of read here. I'm kidding.
Yeah, for real.
For 170 pages, but here's the deal. That overall, now that we finished them all, that's pretty good.
I had a blast.
That's pretty smart.
Do you have a top 5? or top one ending?
Oh yeah, it's me reigning as king, baby.
You being the king,
me
yeah.
the king in
you
the
hail
past.
to the king,
my
baby.
my first run
Here it
to
is,
the
right here.
past.
There's your photo. You get
Yeah.
to be in the.
Man, I was
Merlin.
the man. I was the man.
Yeah.
Got anything I wanted?
And that was the first happy ending we had because we
That
found
was.
Great Aunt Celia.
Yep.
And she told
and
us
she was proud of us.
she was proud of us, and we got to live happily
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
after, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was great.
And then you got eaten by the griffin in this last one.
Yeah,
You got to
a
do
lot
the
of.
fat old
Well, this was
man.
50-50 on
had a
endings here.
Grand Admiral
Dark endings,
Thrawn.
okay endings.
And then all the ones with the boy and the girl from the future and the past were just like,
Those are weird.
Those
It
are
seems
weird.
like she gave the least amount of thought and effort into the future.
you think?
I think so.
The future
Because those
was-
seem to be the lamest ones.
Yeah, that was the one with the assassin and
The past was good, and the never was big.
and it had a lot of dead ends. But you're right.
Yeah, but no.
we hit them all. That was it.
That's great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I
I,
had-
I was marking our path there.
I had so much fun with this. You know what I was
Yeah,
gonna?
that
I
was
was
a good
thinking
one.
about doing
Good
is
pick.
that I was gonna see if Ellen Kushner, who was the author, to see if she was still around somewhere. But listen to this.
Holy crap. Let's look
I
and
mean,
see.
I don't know. Maybe she is. Check it out. And then, if not, I wanted to talk to the illustrator, like Judith Mitchell.
How do you
and
spell her
see.
name? Ellen?
Ellen Kushner.
E-L-L-
Kushner.
Well, K-U-S.
Kushner. She grew up in Cleveland, Ohio.
N-E-R.
Yes.
American writer. Hold on.
She
we
loves
found
C.S.
her.
Lewis and Edward.
Oh, she
Giger.
has her own website.
Oh shoot!
Contact.
Oh yeah, let's contact her.
Oh man, upcoming appearances in 2020.
What?
She did.
She
She
was
did a
even
virtual
during
online
COVID?
thing. Gumbo fiction. Wait, where's she from?
What? She's from Cleveland. Gumbo fiction, and has she been to New Orleans? Let's find out.
I don't know. You say gumbo though.
All right. She now lives in New York City, but likes to travel. So apparently she
Well,
has
yeah,
been
that was
to
from
New
the
Orleans.
80s though.
Yeah.
No, she lives in New York City.
Wow. Last year she went to the French countryside and to the Arizona desert. She hopes to become someone's great aunt someday. I wonder if she's a great aunt now. It's been 30 years since this book was written.
Okay, 2021.
86, 96?
Okay, nothing. It was everything's been postponed, obviously.
Of course.
Well, no, one appearance was postponed. So the last one was she did a read online for a free event.
That's great.
Oh yeah, we can email her.
And you know what else is the illustrator is in New York City as well. Judith Mitchell.
We're emailing her.
Yeah, totally.
Hold on, to inquire about fees and available date. Ellen Chris maintains
So-
an active schedule of lectures. She's a speaker. Oh, you have to pay. You have to pay to bring her on.
But how much though? It might be worth it to me.
I don't know. Can she give us a sequel?
Right. Well, I was looking because remember when we first opened this, the very first time we started reading this, I was like, "Ooh," because you had picked up several books from your dad's house, and and one of the ones you had picked up was The Cave of Time, and that's book number 1 in this Bantam
Yeah.
book series. I don't think that Ellen Kushner wrote all of these, but because there are 63 on this page, and I think this is number 63 of all of these.
This is awesome.
So I wonder how many of these she wrote. I'm gonna have to check out her bibliography or her list of works. But yeah,
Okay, which one was this one called? What was it called?
this is The Mystery of the Secret Room, and it was fantastic. I think because I almost want to talk to the illustrator just as much as the author.
is it Mrs. or Miss?
Oh goodness, you should always lead with Miss. If you ever in doubt, go with Miss.
Okay.
Tip to the audience, if you ever are unclear, use Miss, because it's almost always the better option. What are you doing? Are you writing her now?
We're gonna email her.
You're going to email her right now?
So we're gonna email her, and we're gonna tell you. Well, you know what? Later on, in several episodes, maybe we'll save some. Maybe if we can get talked to her, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see
I
if
hope
she
so.
responds.
We'll see if she responds.
We'll put it in the comments if she responds.
Yeah, we totally will. Absolutely.
But that's really good. So well done.
Thank you.
Bravo,
Thank you.
Ellen.
Thank you.
Bravo,
Yes.
Ellen. Good job.
Thank you.
You did great. So, yeah, that's great. Hey, folks, I'm glad you enjoyed this. Your comments over the past few weeks have been fun.
Yeah.
You've really enjoyed this. We enjoyed it too. Who knows? Maybe later we may choose another adventure. Or, you know what? These things are probably cheap online.
You think so?
Maybe do a poll. Let the listeners decide which one we buy and read through.
Because there are 63 on this page alone. Who knows how many have been
they
written?
came out with.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so folks, we'll see you next time on more
Saturday
Morning
Samoflange.
Yeah!